I love the beanie. God, we need to get some thick beanies, by the way.
This dude, I was gonna be freezing cold, so I'm like, I gotta go with a good beanie tonight.
It,
Put in a beanie, keep me warm.
all right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Aloha Press Show. My name is JC out here in Atlanta, Georgia, joined by my co-host Jeff in I'm assuming Antarctica as he is dressed. Jeff, you doing okay, buddy? You look a little chilly.
I'm out here in the winter wonderland of Amador City. It's been wet, it's been cold. We got another storm coming in, but I'm ready to go.
I mean, you're ready to go in your garage, smoking a cigar. You look a little more relaxed. Maybe not as relaxed as last show, but Jeff, I mean, any golf planned in, prior to Christmas, after Christmas, anything coming up, buddy?
So actually, when he said that, I'm getting ready to book a couple tee times New Year's Eve. We're gonna do a little New Year's Eve golf, and then a little New Year's Eve party later that night. So that's gonna be my next round of golf.
I can only imagine what that's going to lead to. I mean, will you make it to the new year? I mean, are you going to see 2021 or is your wife going to be kissing you passed out on the couch?
Well, normally I'd say I might not make it, but there's this certain individual that's going to be playing golf with me and hanging out that night. A lot of people from the Aloha Press Classic remember him, one Mr. Edwards, and he will not let me fall asleep prior to 2021 starting. So you better believe I'll be wide awake.
That's good to hear, buddy. I mean, that's exciting. A little golf in the action. I get it. It's I mean, maybe not as exciting as last weekend's golf, which we're going to be wrapping up and giving you our hot takes when it comes to the PNC Championship in Florida. I mean, at some point in time, Jeff, I thought it was the Charlie Woods Championship because that's all I fucking saw come prior leading up to the event. And about his swing and about, how much, how great he is at 11 years old. I mean, Jeff, is Charlie Woods, the next Tiger Woods?
I don't know. The kid's really good, right? He's got a great swing. He's got great demeanor out there. He's a fucking awesome golfer. He could probably beat 90% of the guys in this world that play golf on a weekend. But that tournament was just bad. It was something for those guys to go out and screw around. Had Tiger and Charlie not been in it, like we talked about last week, nobody would have cared or paid attention. I watched maybe all of about 3 minutes of it.
You and me both, because I tried to sit down and actually flipped on the Golf Channel and got to see the final episode of Morning Drive and people tearing up, and I'm like, why are they crying? And I was trying to find the golf, and sure as shit, they're giving these updates, and they're like, well, if you want to watch it, you gotta subscribe to the NBC Peacock, fucking paywall championship, some app that you got to download on your TV and pay for to see Tiger Woods at all. And I was trying to tune in. I was trying to support this little two-man best ball, and it's hidden. It's hidden from the golfing world, which is just crazy to me.
Hey, it might have been hidden from the golfing world when it comes to TV and the national broadcast. But my God, I've never seen so much media coverage on social media of an 11-year-old boy and every shot he hit. They legitimately, you talked about Tiger Tracker. They had Charlie Tracker fucking going strong. That kid couldn't do one thing. He couldn't make one move, say one word without everybody being all over him.
It was like me watching, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, because it was disgusting on how much just they were soaking up the Charlie Woods story. I don't know how many times I've seen him hit a 5-wood, 175 yards to about 8 feet. I've seen it over and over and over. I'm like, dude, it's not that hard of a shot. He hit a pull hook. Like, great. Like, he teed off. What did he tee off from? About 350 yards on a par 5? Like, it's not that big of a deal. He's 11 years old. Who gives a shit? He's playing blades. If he wasn't playing blades, Jeff, I would be disappointed. Okay, you're Tiger Woods' kid. Okay, your expectations, at least from the media standpoint, from me, I think it was a failure. I mean, you either win your first victory, your first tournament as a father-son duo, or you lost. And sure enough, the guy you talk shit to, JT and JT's daddy, kicked the shit out of you, Charlie. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, how I want some more reps. Like, did you show up Monday at the golf course at 8 a.m. and pump some weight and hit the range, Charlie? Or was it just like it was a high five type Sunday?
I would have liked to see more of little John Daly, the kid, the guy who's actually going to college next year. He's going to
Yes.
play at Arkansas. He hits a fucking 3-iron 240 off the ground, because he's going to be more relevant sooner. Charlie Woods, okay, we'll check back in 7-8 years, buddy. And we'll see you when you go to college, and then maybe play some tours after that. But I'm glad it's over with. Had Tiger not played, I'm pretty sure there would have been about 6 people that watched it, and they all would have been Charlie's family.
I agree. And you brought up a great point. John Daly is a hero of mine, and we didn't get to see a lot of him. I mean, the guy's he's fighting cancer right now. It's like a no big deal story. I mean, you've got literally legends playing the game of golf, and instead we're watching the 11-year-old. On social media. Like, I wanted to see Lee Trevino hit a few shots, or the Black Knight, fight off the Gators in Florida, or maybe him lifting more weights or talking more shit to people. I mean, at least for me, that's what's entertaining. Charlie Woods leaving notes in bunkers for JT is not. It's not funny. It's okay. It's cute, great. Like, Tiger and him got a great opportunity. We covered it. Let's highlight some of the other big deals. But I mean, all in all, JT and his dad, I think, shot 25 under and walked away with $200,000. This charity event still paid the players, which was pretty fucking incredible. As a tournament.
Not bad for fucking 2 days of playing a scramble with your pops out at some resort course.
I mean, Tiger and Charlie walked away with $47,000. I mean, it's just incredible. Meanwhile, I mean, the LPGA Tour is capitalizing on their final event of the year, Jeff, and we didn't even cover it last week. And I don't think it was our fault for not covering it. I think it's maybe Golf Channel's LPGA Tour's issue, where they're not letting the world know that there's a final event. I mean, fuck, the PGA Tour talks about this FedEx Cup for 14 months out of the year and shove it down our throat. We know where it's at. I drove to it. The LPGA Tour had an opportunity to really highlight. I mean, they were the featured golf tournament in front of the Peacock app presented by NBC. It had to be a complete failure, right?
Well, I had no clue they were even playing until Thursday's round was complete, and I see Lexi Thompson shot 6 under, and I'm like, wait, is this a rerun? Like, what are they doing? So, yes, again, they failed. But, hey, player of the year, the lowest scoring average of the year, the fucking money winner of the year. They crowned all these champions this week, and we had no clue what was happening.
I didn't even know what these trophies meant. Like, I was skimming through to do some research on the for the newsletter that I wrote Sunday night, and I'm like, what? Like, Daniel Kang absolutely just like kicked everyone's ass throughout the whole entire year. Won some weird award that I've never heard of. Player of the year, won by another player who won a major championship, and it's like, we got nothing. There was no marketing, there was no money, like there was no Facebook ads, there was no fucking YouTube ads pointing us in the direction of the LPGA Tour. I mean, I think the Aloha Press promoted our own show more than the LPGA did. Hosting this CME Final Championship of the Year, where our girl, number one in the world, Jin Young Ko, walks away and just like smokes everyone, and takes the season-ending $1.1 million.
Well, that was the thing that caught my attention. I didn't watch one shot of that tournament, but the fact that for the first time all year, a winner or the woman winner takes home over $1 million was nice to see. That's got to be one of the biggest paychecks ever in women's golf history, and we have no clue they're even playing.
Which was disappointing because second place had to share like $200,000. It's just mind-boggling that they present this U.S. Open type feature where they only put it on Peacock last week, but now they're in front of public television for the most part, and we don't know about it, which is sad. And it's sad for the product of women's golf. I enjoy women's golf. You know why I enjoy women's golf? I mean, besides it's great golf to watch and all those things, but I mean, the ending is the best. I mean, the Sunday finish, the wet t-shirt contest, it just concludes. I mean, the champagne showers, the kisses, the drinking out of the bottle. I mean, these girls are showing some emotion, and it's showing some other, parts of their body, which is unique. I mean, again, I'm not saying that's, appropriate for television, but we brought it up last week. I mean, if you're gonna dress to impress, and you have a wet t-shirt contest at the end of your event, we want to know about it. Okay, it's like me going on vacation and missing the the body painting models that come out on stage. Like I'm going to jump off the boat if that happens. Like it's disturbing. So congratulate Miss Ko. I mean, number one in the world, capturing an unbelievable victory, and really, doing it in a way that, she only played, I think, 4 or 5 events, which is unique, and really showed that. I think she shot 18 under and just walked away with it, which was unique. But I mean, the thing that they walked away, ended the year with, but Golf Channel ending Morning Drive after a 9-year run. Jeff, have you ever watched an episode of Morning Drive?
I have probably watched 1 or 2 in my lifetime, probably around major championship weeks. Just to try to catch a glimpse, but no, I never watched it. I don't even know why they needed a golf morning show. There's not enough content. I mean, there's just not enough. They're rehashing everything every day. The personalities weren't that great. I look forward to 2021 and something new.
It's you're gonna get it. Golf Channel has they fired a bunch of people in Orlando, shut their studios down, and then just went out and hired Shane Bacon from used to be a Fox reporter. He follows and reads the Aloha Press newsletter. So we're giving him a little support. I might watch, episode 1 or 2. But he's going to be leading a new show called Golf Today, which name-wise, you would think they'd dip into the, creativity bucket and, maybe pull out something out of their ass that is a little more unique than Golf Today. It sounds like an NBC type deal. Isn't there like now show? Like, what is are they gonna bring back what's that guy who was like molesting girls? Fucking the morning show on NBC, the Shane Lowry, right? I think not Shane Lowry, maybe not. That's a golfer. Matt Lauer. Fucking Matt Lauer, the NBC guy who's he had the little escape door or something in his office. And it got weird, but I mean,
I don't know anything about that, but
not to take away from Shane Bacon's new Golf Today, but I mean, Jeff, they're going to be teaming up with Damon Hack, Jimmy Roberts, and then Anna Whitley, which, by the way, I don't know if she's currently on the show. I think she is on Morning Drive. They need to show her off more often because she's a fucking 10 in anything. I'm getting distracted looking at her, but I mean, could they have come up with a better name, Jeff? I mean, this is ridiculous, right?
You'd think if you're going to cancel one show to revamp and try to bring viewership in and make it exciting, you think you'd have a better name than that, especially when you're going to be paying these people. I mean, really? Golf Today?
Like, I mean, you could have done anything.
Tomorrow? Golf Weekend. Like, shut the fuck up. That's just dumb.
I think you and I could have come up with a better name in about 45 seconds. Give us about 8 cocktails, and Shane Bacon's name is going to be mixed in with something. I would assume. The Bacon Eater, the BLT.
I'll call it the Breakfast Sandwich and steal something from fucking Castle Oaks.
Exactly. I mean, you gotta rip some things occasionally, but it's an ending, I guess, of a cool thing. Morning Drive. I occasionally watched it. You always knew turning it on, you weren't going to offend anyone because it was the most PG thing via golf. But as the year is ending, I was thinking, and it's something you and I talked about earlier in the show, or prior to recording the show. As Morning Drive goes away, I feel like the Aloha Press needs to compete with the Golf Channel a little bit. And, Jeff, I think I'm going to venture out and do a nightly show. I don't want to entertain people when they're fucking waking up because no one feels good when they wake up. Like, I've never met a great person who just like wakes up, 3, 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, has a cup of coffee and wants to really indulge in golf news. So my idea is this. we start a daily nightly show that's a little X-rated and call it the Anger Bang. I mean, Jeff, are you okay with the Anger Bang show?
I am, because that's a common term we use out on the golf course, first off. And if you don't know, you'll find out here shortly in 2021 what the anger bang is, in golf terms, because, man, it happens to everybody. You have a bad hole, you have some bad shots, you come back, you're going to fucking let it fly on that tee ball, and you don't care if it goes in the water or not. It's just swing as hard as you can.
And that's kind of the direction. I mean, I feel like if Tosh Point oh and the Chappelle Show could go down that hole, on public television and say the shit they say, I feel like the Anger Bang could really present a product that is, I don't know, maybe mix it up, maybe be a little offensive, maybe bring on Anna Whitley and let her do her thing. I mean, you never know. But Jeff, I think this is the part of the show where we, move on to the, from the Anger Bang to our favorite segment, Hot or Not.
Hot or not? Nah, bro.
So for this week's Hot or Not, JC came up with this one. I'd actually more like to see the viewers' take on this one. So hopefully we can throw something on Instagram and see what they say. Maybe give her a rating. But we're going to go with world number one, coming off a second place in the U.S. Open and a victory last week, over $1 million, money, title, leader, winner, whatever, Jin Young Ko. So, JC, this is your pick. This is your girl. What do you think?
The things that really motivate me in the game of golf is you got to look good to play good. And when you come to the United States after, being shut down, locked down in Korea, and then you come over there and you just continue your destruction of these ladies that had no opportunity this year, and you dress the way you dress. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw, but I mean, the earmuffs were doing it for me. Come the U.S. Open. I mean, the wet T-shirt contest we saw earlier this week was just incredible. I'm going absolutely hot, Jeff, with the world number one. The high waters are getting me, man. It's weird. She's got branding everywhere. I mean, I got to go with it. She's about an 8 for me on the LPGA Tour hot list. So yes, I'm going absolutely hot, Jeff. I don't know how to best describe it. I mean, are you and I have the same style, or am I getting kicked to the couch?
Generally, we do. And yes, I think her game is hot. She is on fire. She's fucking by far the best. She kicked both of our asses. We could play a 2-man scramble against her and she'd beat our ass still, straight up. But I searched deep and hard on the internet trying to find some photos outside of the LPGA, something to just pique my interest in, and I didn't find it. So maybe me and you have different search terms. You have better internet quality than me, obviously. You can tell by my camera and shit here at home in Amador City. But I'm gonna have to take the other road and say not for me.
And that's okay, Jeff. It's you got your style, I got mine, and we're not always gonna link up. And obviously the world number one might be hot for you come golf game, but it's not there when you're staring at the high waters and the funky earmuffs that I've got a few pictures pulled up, and it's a bit ridiculous.
You just gave her an 8. Remember that.
I gave her an 8, and my standards. I want people to feel good, and I want her to come back to the Aloha Press show, and maybe indulge in one of those wet T-shirt contests, and it might change your mind. We'll see if the world number one can do that. I don't think she's into that, but the thing that is hot is what we're giving away this week. It was cool to see the reaction, the response. We always ask for people's listener questions, and we were feeling a little Christmas spirit. Why not give away something in the old Aloha Press giveaway bin? I pulled out one of the mystery gifts, the Arctic Aloha Press coffee mug cup thing. So yeah, we're giving away the Arctic. As you can tell, it's brand new. It's not like I sipped on it for the last year and then decided to give it away. Keeps ice for I don't know. Just drink it. It's beautiful. So we decided to try and give away something to attract a few more questions, which we did. So the at the end of the show, at the end of the we'll announce who's got the best question that was delivered via email. So I appreciate everyone submitting their questions. Jeff, let's start off with number one from one of our locals. We used to call him Rain Man when it came to the Bryson Park. Played a few basketball games in my day with this individual. Mr. Joe Piamba out in Linden, California, wants to know, Jeff, how do you go out and measure your distance? Are you spending the $400 on a rangefinder, or are you pacing off yardages via your yardage book and relying on those beautiful stakes that a lot of those golf course maintenance guys puts out there?
All right, so to answer that question, Joe Piombo, I was a little late to the game when it comes to the rangefinder. I was always one of those guys that kind of, trusted the old stick that the cart crew put out, and the guy mowing the fairways, and kind of went off feel for a long time. But there's no replacement for a good rangefinder. Spend the money, get something that's good. Get one that does slope as well, fucking speeds up the game, gives you good accurate numbers. And if you practice on the range a little bit, you can dial in your clubs and your yardages. So I'm all for the rangefinder.
See, I'm all for the rangefinder. I've had a few bad experiences. My rangefinder's from like 1992. It goes to about like 85 yards, which is great when you got lob wedge in your hand. But I've actually when it comes to rangefinders, I've played in several tournaments. My rangefinder actually died in the middle of a tournament, and I had been so graciously gave my battery away, my backup battery. And then I proceeded to use my phone as a yardage book. So you actually had to pace off yardages. Well, then I lost my phone on the golf course. And I had to rely on the old maintenance sticks. Not a great option. So I'm going full rangefinder. You gotta rely on the technology and that laser thing. Mine doesn't work great, past 85 yards, but it works pretty good. So I'm going full rangefinder, Jeff. You got to just spend the money. I mean, you can get them used. You can get them on eBay. You can get them somewhere. You can spend less than $200 and get a great rangefinder. You're going to have it for like 15 years, as long as you don't lose it or huck it into a pond. But yeah, so Joe, go out and buy yourself a good rangefinder. Stop pacing things off. It's not fun to watch. Plus, you're going to be wrong half the time. Like, my step's bigger than your step. Like, come on. What? Tough, right?
I'm ready for the next one.
Oh, you ready? All right, let's get to the next question. I mean, let's start off. Ben, one of our co-hosts, one of our helpers, one of our boys, wants to know. A family member wants to know. What's the dumbest rule in golf, Jeff? What is the absolute thing that drives you absolutely crazy when it comes to rules?
Well, they fixed a couple of the dumb ones here recently with being able to tap down spike marks, and if you touch your ball with your putter and stuff, you can put it back, and there's no harm, no foul. But for me, the one that still gets me, man, is the 14 club rule. Like, I'm a guy that likes options, right? If I want to have 16 clubs in my fucking bag, let me have 16 clubs in my bag. So that's, I guess, I'm kind of on the spot. I didn't really do any research, but that one always gets me because, hey, when we go play tournament golf, I always got to take one out of the bag. So I'm all for options. Oh, my cat's coming to be on the show here.
Hey, kitty cat's in the building. Jeff, I've seen you actually take out like mid irons. I mean, not even mid irons, short iron. I mean, Jeff, you played in a tournament without an 8-iron once because you wanted options off the tee. So I agree. I think it's a dumb rule. Especially when it comes to like the amateur game, like, give these guys as many options as possible. And that might not be great when it comes to the long game. I think most people should probably ditch a lot of their, longer, like three. You don't need, if you're a shitty golfer, you don't need a 3-wood. You don't need a hybrid. You need a 7-iron. Okay. You need to hit a 7-iron about 130 yards and just keep pounding it down there. Like, don't take it out of your fucking hand. You chip with it. You probably putt with it. You can probably get off the tee with it. But I like that. I like that possible change. The rule I think is stupid, which they changed, the fucking anchoring putter, the belly putter, the broomstick putter. Like, bring that shit back. Like, That was the dumbest thing that I've ever seen them change, because it kept the arm lock putter. Like you can lock it against your arm, but you can't lock it against your belly. Like I think that's the dumbest rule that should actually go backwards.
Well, that one's, I forgot about that one. You should be able to play the game however you want to play it with the clubs you've got. Like, if you're gonna do that, that's just, I don't know. If you want Happy Gilmore fucking do whatever he wants out there.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to putt with a fucking pole cue, like who cares? Like as long as it speeds the fucking game up and it's not slowing it down. Like if Matt Kuchar can play with his fucking link stick on his arm, like I think Webb Simpson can go back to his fucking belly button putter. But the thing that Linda out in I think out in Wilson Way wants to know, Jeff. What is your initial thought when you see a woman in the group in front of you? And she wants to remind us, okay, as she laughed in her email, don't lose the women listeners, Jeff, okay? And she suggested maybe lie. But, I mean, Jeff, when you step up to the number one tee and you're like second group back and, the announcer's already called you from the box. I know you don't go to the range. I mean, you're leaving the bar. You've had a few cocktails, maybe a breakfast burrito in you. And you're heading to that number one tee, and sure enough, you see a group of just 4 women teeing off, buddy. And they're not even teeing off from the front tees. Maybe they're teeing off from the tips. I don't know, Jeff. I'm not in this scenario, but what is your initial thought?
So first thing I got to do is pick up my phone and call home because I'm going to let them know that it's going to be a fucking long day up the golf course. And don't be expecting any 4.5 hour round. Second thing I'm going to do is turn around from the first tee, drive back to the snack bar, get a 6-pack of beer because whatever I got in the cart's probably not going to be enough for the front 9. In all honesty, yeah, I don't want to lose any viewers here. You've got enough beverages, good music, good company. It doesn't really matter out there. I played golf with some women golfers that are really, really good, play fast, could kick our ass, could kick everybody else's ass, usually win most of the money. I've also seen some really bad ones. But you know what? The one difference between women golfers that suck compared to men golfers that suck is at least the women will pick the fucking ball up and go to the next hole. Instead of fucking being those old men that fucking think getting a 17 is acceptable. So that's my take. Kind of GPG.
Oh yeah, I mean you're taking the high road, which I appreciate. We don't want to lose any of our loyal listeners, especially because we capture the LPGA crowd so well. It's when I saw this question pop up and I was like, ooh, this could be a good one. And when I first see any women on the golf course, one, I'm like, thank God, because I am sick and tired of seeing ding dong on the golf course. Like, in my view, like women can only bring a lighter element. And one, at least, and I don't want to offend anyone, let alone, the people I live with. I'm always excited. Like, maybe they can be hot. Maybe they're good. Maybe it's an LPGA. Like I try to be as optimistic as possible without getting a little like touchy feely as some of our male golfers can be. But I'm excited to see women out there. I'm excited to see them. And you're absolutely right, Jeff. I've played behind a foursome of men who, in reality, we're more like a 12-some because they fucking re-teed 18 times on the first hole, and I didn't even fucking play hole 1. I'm like, hole 1 is now hole 18. I'm starting on hole 2, and I'm skipping your ass right from the get-go. And it's something that at least that I've learned in the most recent years to not judge the book by its cover. And they might be hot, you never know. They might be featured on Hot or Not. You just don't know. But the thing that our final and last questioner wants to know, Jeff, is Mike from I can't remember where he's from, maybe San Diego. Pick out a cool place to live. Your cat looks like it's going to attack you. But Mike wants to know drink and or music of choice on the golf course.
So Mike, thanks for the question. We've hit on this quite a few times because that's kind of why we play golf. It's part of the reason you get into it. If you're having a bad day, it can make you feel better. For me though, country music and usually something brown out there. A little Jack and Coke. Back in the day, it used to be Jim Beam and Coke for you. So that and some country music, but we're open to everything, man. We'll drink ice cold beer. We'll play rap music. Fuck, we can put John Mayer on the goddamn speaker if we have to.
It's I agree with you. And the thing that I want to mention is you just never know. And especially with Jeff, like fuck, it could be from Frank Sinatra to fucking Tupac. Like it just the wide variety of music. I am more I dictate my music based on how the whole or the round is going. If it's going well, I generally play rap music. If it's going like bad and I'm feeling bad about myself, yeah, and you might put a little Luke Bryan on, to get the hate going. But drink of choice is always. I'm a big fan of Jim Beam, and hell, I'm drinking some right now. It's delicious. But so yes, music is always a widespread, and drinks. I mean, something to loosen the mood. I mean, you're out there to have fun. This is not a competitive round of golf. I mean, we don't have a large sum of money on it, and we're not competing, day in and day out like the ding dongs from the LPGA and the PGA Tour. But I want to thank everyone who submitted their questions. Yes, we might have picked out four of the questions that we wanted to answer this week, but the thing that I appreciate is everyone submitting their questions. There was a lot more questions that we actually had like 14 questions that were submitted. But Jeff, this is the time where we get to pick the winner. I mean, looking back at the 4 questions presented, I mean, who do you got? Who walks away with the hot cocoa cup of presented by the Aloha Press?
So for me, there's one kicker that fucking gives it away, and it's an automatic, and it's Linda from fucking Wilson Way out in Stockton. Because if a woman's gonna give us a question that's gonna let us potentially say some things not good about women golf, she wins. Like she just opened. She knew what she was doing. She opened the door.
No, yeah, she pulled the pin on the grenade and is like, "All right, boys, like who's jumping on it? Like, are you guys letting the Aloha Press explode, or are you guys gonna dance it around this question?" And I appreciate the challenge, and I think we did okay. I don't think we lost any female viewers. So, with that being said, Jeff, we're gonna have to mail it to Wilson Way. I think it's 123, Corner Way out in Wilson.
Hey, you might want to just ship that thing to my house, because you ship anything to Stockton, that thing ain't gonna get delivered. Come on.
It might not. So Jeff, really appreciate it, buddy. Let's wrap the show up with that. In closing, how's the cigar, buddy? I mean, I wish I could smoke in my house. I need to figure out if anyone has any suggestions on how to smoke cigars in your house without your house smelling like like a dirty bar or a dirty strip club. I need some suggestions.
Well, hey, I tell you what, this one's good. I'm actually going to go get another one for our second segment here, and then I'm going to go to work tonight, reeking like a bad lounge.
Well, Jeff, the cool thing is you might smell like your clientele, which is awesome. You never know.
Like I walked through the floor of the casino.
Exactly. All right, guys. So really appreciate it. If you don't see us before Christmas, Merry Christmas. Have a great holiday. Hopefully you guys enjoy the show. If you want to submit your questions, if you have something crazy entertaining, I will send you shit. I've got a box full of shirts and towels and things to send the viewers and listeners who appreciate our content. So Jeff, with that being said, really appreciate it, buddy, and we will see you on Thursday.
Aloha.